Look, AI is here, and it's bringing with it a whole new class of security risks that our old playbooks just weren't built for. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what you, as a security leader, need to know about AI governance. We'll cover the unique risks, the essential controls, and maybe most importantly, the hard evidence you have to demand to keep your AI systems safe. Let's dive in.
Here's how we'll tackle this. First, we'll get a handle on AI's new attack surface. Then, we'll dig into 5 brand new security risks that have to be on your radar. After we've defined the problem, we'll shift to the solution, a 4-pillar control framework, what you need to demand from your vendors, and we'll wrap it all up with a super practical governance checklist for every CISO out there.
All right, first things first. We need to understand why AI completely changes the security game. This isn't just about bolting another application onto your existing stack, it's about fundamentally rethinking what your security perimeter even is. This is the million-dollar question you need to be asking right now. Why? Because AI systems aren't static. They learn. They adapt to new patterns. And that means they can be manipulated in ways that our legacy systems simply can't be. This forces us to massively expand our whole concept of security. And this slide really gets to the heart of it. You know, traditionally, our job was to protect static assets, servers, networks, code. But with AI, that attack surface becomes incredibly fluid and dynamic. We now have to protect the entire lifecycle. The data that's constantly flowing in, the model itself, which is your secret sauce, the prompts that act as the controls, and of course, the outputs it spits out. So, with a new attack surface come new and frankly, pretty creative threats. Let's break down 5 specific risks that are pretty much unique to the world of AI. These are the terms you absolutely need to know and have conversations about.
Yep, we're talking about 5 big ones here, and really understanding these is the foundation for any serious AI security strategy.
First up, we've got prompt injection. The easiest way to think about this is like social engineering, but for an AI. Attackers get really clever with their inputs, their prompts, to trick the model into breaking its own rules, maybe spilling confidential information or doing things it was explicitly told not to. Next is data poisoning. Now this one is insidious. It's where an attacker secretly slips malicious or biased data into the model's training set. The goal? To corrupt the AI from the inside out, making it fail or give dangerously wrong answers right when it matters most.
Then there's model extraction. This is pretty sneaky. Here, an attacker doesn't even need to breach your network. They can just act like a normal user, sending thousands of different queries and then analyzing all the outputs to reverse engineer and basically steal your incredibly valuable proprietary model.
Model inversion is a huge privacy nightmare. By carefully studying what a model puts out, an attacker can sometimes piece back together the sensitive, private data that was used to train it. We're talking about a massive data breach waiting to happen, all from just looking at the model's answers.
And finally, a risk that comes from right inside your own walls: unauthorized AI use. This is basically shadow IT on steroids. You've got employees using unapproved AI tools or, worse, pasting sensitive company data into public AI platforms. It creates a massive risk of data leaks and serious compliance violations.
Okay, that was a lot of doom and gloom about the threats. So how in the world do we defend against all this? Well, the answer isn't just one magic bullet. It's a solid, structured approach to governance. Let's walk through a clear 4-pillar framework to get your AI security controls in order.
The whole framework rests on these 4 pillars that cover the entire AI lifecycle. You've got data controls, model controls, operational controls, and, so critically, vendor controls. This structure makes sure you're not leaving any huge gaps and that you're building security across all those new risk areas we just talked about. So let's peek under the hood of each of these pillars. For data, you're looking at things like robust classification and data minimization. For the model itself, it's all about rigorous testing and strict versioning. Operationally, you need constant monitoring and a ready-to-go incident response plan. And for vendors, well, it's all about certifications and hard evidence. The key here is that you can't just apply one set of rules. Each pillar needs its own specific, tailored controls.
Let's double-click on that vendor pillar for a second, because let's be honest, for most companies, your biggest AI risks are going to come from third-party tools. Your old approach to vendor management, it has to evolve, and it has to evolve fast.
This right here, this is the new mantra. It is no longer good enough for a vendor to just give you their word or check a box on a form. You must demand verifiable proof of their security. A promise isn't a control. Evidence is a control. So what kind of evidence are we talking about? We're talking about concrete stuff, things like their SOC 2 or ISO 27001 certifications. Ask to see their latest pen test reports. Demand clear data flow diagrams so you know where your data is going. Ask for their incident response plans and detailed model documentation. And look, if a vendor can't or won't provide this, it's a huge red flag. They're just not ready for the enterprise.
All right, let's bring this all home and put it into a final actionable tool for you. Think of this as the go-to checklist that any CISO or security leader can use to quickly gut-check the governance of any AI system you're thinking about deploying.
It all boils down to 8 simple but incredibly powerful questions. Is the data going in safe? Is the model itself thoroughly tested? Is your vendor actually secure? Is active monitoring in place? Is the documentation complete? Is there a clear line for human oversight? Is your incident response plan ready for these new AI threats? And finally, does the business really understand the risks involved? If you can confidently answer yes to all of these, you are building your AI program on a rock-solid security foundation.
I'm going to leave you with this one last thought. For decades, we've trained ourselves to hunt for network exploits and software bugs. But the future of security is shifting under our feet. Your next major incident might not be caused by a sophisticated piece of malware. It could be triggered by a cleverly worded sentence. The real question is, are you ready for it?